Oh my goodness. Welcome. Happy Lonely Friday. Welcome to the loneliest night of the week. The best night of the week. Sam Roberts Now night. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at youtube.com/notsam for another very special, very live Sam Roberts Now. And by the way, if you're watching on, don't forget to super chat in. All the super chats will get read. Don't forget to hit like on the video. Do all of it. But it's a very, very special night because it might get a little spooky in here. This is the big Halloween special. And what could be scarier than being joined by the one and only Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds?
I was in a good mood today until I got on this Zoom with you, Sam. I don't appreciate this.
Well,
This is
I mean, that's what you are, right? You're Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
no.
Have you never seen the
I'm
film?
Grey Worm. I'm
You're-
Grey Worm from Game of Thrones.
From what?
Game of Thrones.
It looks like
Grey Worm.
It looks like you have worms. Is that?
Unsullied.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
They work for the Mother of Dragons.
Right. Yeah. No. Stand up a little. Let's see that. What is that? Like a
It's
skirt?
because I'm sitting. It's because
Okay.
I'm
Let's see.
sitting.
Is that like a
alright.
skirt?
No, it's not a skirt. It's
Okay.
armor.
Oh, I didn't realize it was armor. That's my
Yeah,
mistake.
Tighten it up. Here's the thing. Here's where I went wrong. I showed it to you while I was sitting down.
Oh,
I should have done this, and actually I got to tighten it up in the back.
Oh, I see. It was a rush job. That's the problem.
See?
Otherwise,
Boom.
oh, now it
you
looks.
see them guns. Boom.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
Wow.
I pull up my sword like this.
But
I
it
got
can.
Joker.
So was it a costume originally designed to be Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds, and you're just saying?
No.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
not double dipping here, Sam.
All right. Oh, I see already. The super chats are lighting up, and Kevin Lumford thinks that maybe Hot Dog is a thrift store gimp.
It did look very gimpy at first, I will admit.
Yeah,
It was
you're
probably
like
missing
no Hot Dog. We've got a gimp at home. We don't need that gimp. We've got a gimp at home. Yeah, I can see. You do look like. Is the Game of Thrones character a submissive?
He is a eunuch.
Okay, then it's perfect. I see it.
I wouldn't say he's not submissive.
But he is.
He's
He
the
doesn't.
head of his army, but
But he doesn't have genitals to speak of.
yeah. But I
Okay.
didn't choose him because of that. I choose him because we kind of the
Yeah, of
persuasion
course.
and all that stuff. And yeah,
He's got a
Not
lot of
because
other
of-
great qualities. It's not just happens to not have. You pick the one character in Game of Thrones, which is full of sex scenes that has no genitals. But it's the other stuff. It's not. You didn't even consider that.
right. I mean, yeah, he's like a black guy. He's thin.
Mhm.
I got a haircut yesterday.
Oh.
So I could kind of match it. You know.
Yeah.
It's not.
It looks
not
good,
good.
man. It looks good. I thought you were going as Lloyd Banks with that haircut.
No.
Okay. You don't think the haircut looks like Lloyd Banks from the G
And
Unit?
it's a double whammy. This is a double whammy from you guys because I get on Zoom with you
Mhm.
and you start laughing,
Mhm.
and then right before that,
Yeah.
I was on a video call with my friend in London, and
Yeah.
she goes, "Holy shit, that is a bad haircut," and I was like, "That is."
Oh, that's a
You
good
don't
friend.
need this.
That's a good friend. You're calling internationally, and she's like, "That's bad. That's not
I wanted to
good."
hang up immediately. I was like, "Well, I didn't need this."
Yeah,
I-
no. I mean, you got to go. Yeah, you got the high top fade is your look with the fuzzies on top and everything. I feel like you try to mix it up, and I don't know anybody as much as you that says I'm wearing a hat because I just got a haircut. I feel like every haircut you get, I see you and you're wearing a hat because you don't like what the barber did to you.
This one I had to just so I could match the one.
You look
So,
just like him.
it'll-
You know. I mean, that's literally you. It's a Gus Fring haircut.
I was thinking about running it back.
I mean, that looks like a Gus Fring or Lloyd Banks haircut. I don't know the eunuch character from Game of Thrones. I don't watch the show.
Yeah.
But
It
also,
does look like Gus Fring.
also, if you got like a bass guitar or something like that, you'd look like Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds.
I gotta fix it so you can stop saying that. I
Yeah.
gotta, like tighten it up or
Oh, look at that. Not Sam Lehman is chiming in. Hot Dog pulled off a great RuPaul costume. All right, just give me one of these. You better work, bitch.
I'm not giving you that.
All right, whatever. You don't have to.
I'm gonna wrist up my tape for when I leave the house.
Ah, you're gonna wrist up your tape. Can't wait to see you wrist up your tape. It's one thing every great wrestler will tell you. I have to wrist up my tape before I go out there. That's good. That should be good.
I'm gonna tape up my wrist.
What kind of tape is that? Electric tape?
It's just, yeah.
You know they make.
That's what I could found.
They make black wrist tape.
Yeah, but I just figured it's like a final touch. You know, I was like, something's missing.
Right.
Aside from the penis, something else is missing.
Right.
It's probably some black tape.
You probably will love the black electrical tape because it's shiny.
It does. I tried it on and it looked pretty cool. I'm like,
right.
I mean, it's not, you know.
Yeah.
Marble or anything.
Yeah.
But
Are you sure you're not like, because like one of the Dahmer victims?
In what way? I don't
for Halloween, I mean, for the costume.
No, this is armor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Plus, Jeffrey Dahmer would he'd kidnap you and he'd be like, "Hey, this guy's a eunuch. I mean, what am I going to do with this? This is total waste of my time."
I don't understand what the implication is.
No implication.
Okay.
It's just like, you know, you don't think there's a bondage vibe to it?
I mean, the choker, yeah. I could take off the choker.
Don't take off, no, but it won't be authentic if you do that.
It won't.
So I would leave
my roommate suggested, he was like, why don't you just cut off the choker? And I was like, well, I mean, then it's not.
It's not. Then you'd look ridiculous is the problem. Your roommate also thinks that the costume is flawed?
Well, at first I was going to, I had to put a shirt on underneath because at first it's supposed to be with no shirt. So you can see the bare skin here.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And then he said it does look a little bit too BDSM kink gimpish. So I put in.
Is that like an official Game of Thrones costume or?
No, I got it from China.
It's like a bootleg?
It's not a bootleg. I mean, you call every costume a bootleg?
You said you got it from China.
Yeah, it was made in China. What is that? It doesn't mean it's a bootleg.
Well, you could get an official Game of Thrones costume that's made in China. And I said, is it official? And you said, no, it's made in China. Like, if I said, is that a real Louis Vuitton? Okay. And you said, no, it's made in China, I'd be like, it's bootleg. I mean, that's what that means.
It's not official now.
I think you look great. I think, forget about it. The curse of Hot Dog's bad Halloween costumes is over. I think you look great. I think you look fantastic. Honestly, the best
ruining the vibe.
Henny Potter was probably your best costume. And that was like, I mean, effortless. Like, you didn't put one bit of thought into it, but it's just kind of a funny play on words. It's Harry Potter, but he's got a bottle of Henny, so it's Henny Potter.
You don't think it's gonna be a hit?
This one?
Yeah, I'm going out. We're going to a party house. It's kind of like a frat party tonight, you know.
Ooh. So is this cool. Now? Is this part of the new Game of Thrones show? Is he on it?
No, this is the old one.
Show's been off the air for years.
Okay, but it's still like the vibe is still going.
The vibe. So, like, I could run it. What is it with you and the vibe?
So I could run it back with old characters and be like, this is Game of Thrones, and they're like, oh yeah, of course, because like the new season.
Hey, did you ever see the movie Mean Girls?
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Lindsay Lohan goes to that costume party?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about what we've got to do tonight. You know how many people are going to walk up to you going, what is that? And you're like, I'm the eunuch from Game of Thrones, you know, from a few years back.
I am the Grey Worm. I wouldn't open it with the eunuch. It's more of a fun fact about him. Grey
Worm. Never even heard of that character, but I might be out. I don't watch the show, so I could be ignorant.
Yeah, you wouldn't get it.
I could be ignorant. My problem might be ignorance. You know,
you and everyone in the comments.
Yeah, I mean people. Yeah, Robert Allen Burton says it only works because of the headphones. He thinks the headphones ads. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're not being. A lot of people see the sexual component to it. There's a lot of play on words that are generally sexual.
Nothing sexual about this.
Yeah. Yeah, Zatoichi's cane sword says complete with the Ken doll crotch.
That it just a happenstance.
Yeah. Well, look, I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be.
I think so. I think so.
I can't wait to hear all about it. And I mean, it'll probably be a party full of hot conversation. The whole world is talking about this. This was the moment, hot dog. Elon Musk entered Twitter HQ full of hilarity earlier this week. I guess it's done. Elon is in charge. Now I saw a picture of this. He walked into Twitter HQ with a sink. And so my interpretation of it is, oh, okay. I mean, it's a little cheesy, but he's saying, I'm going to throw everything at this problem, including the kitchen sink, right? You'd go in and you'd go, we threw everything but the kitchen sink at this problem to try to fix it. He's saying Twitter is a problem. He's bringing the kitchen sink, even though it's a bathroom sink, to prove he's going to throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at this problem as the CEO. That's why I was wrong. That was not what he was going for. Here he is. He goes, and I brought my own sink today. I can't help it. Let that sink in. It's just, okay, Elon. That's so far to go for let that sink in.
I love the commitment.
It's one of those, like, it's honestly, hot dog, it's like your costume. Like, he walked in and in his head, he was like, holy shit, this is going to be the best thing ever. But I feel like the way he rushed through it, as he was walking in the building, the realizations set in. You know how sometimes you don't have, like, before you make the joke, you realize, like, oh no, this is stupid. Why? This was dumb. I think he realized, like, as he was walking in, this isn't funny. This is dumb. This isn't a funny thing to do.
I gotta shake hands, and then it's gonna take a while before they ask me what the sink is about. And
why'd you bring that? Let that sink in. Like, oh God. Okay, let that sink in. Well, people are letting it sink in. Let that sink in. People are letting it sink in, and people they're worried. I had no idea how much people cared about Twitter. They're worried that Elon is gonna ruin Twitter for everybody. And there are those that are preying on those worries. Of course, there are reports that Elon would. I don't think it's confirmed, but people are saying that some of the top executives are already being fired, already being laid off. Like I guess their head of legal. There's a rumor that she was laid off, and their obviously their CEO before Elon came in as the owner was rumored to be laid off. And then this tweet came out, and it said, "You look at these two on the street with cardboard boxes," and it said, "quote, it's somewhere I worked at for 6 years, and everything suddenly changed." And then it says, "Twitter data engineering team leaving the HQ after being laid off today." So the report came out that Elon had laid off the entire data engineering team. After those tweets came out, somebody asked the front desk. After those tweets came out, there was rumored to be a lot of conversation on Slack from employees at Twitter going, who were those guys? And then some of the reporters reached out to the front desk and they said, I mean, we really can't comment, but we've never seen those two people before in our lives. And as it turns out, they didn't work at Twitter. They just showed up with cardboard boxes and just lied to reporters to say, like, oh yeah, they're laying all of us off, just because they knew they would take the bait. It's a prank.
Yeah, and people did take the bait.
I
mean, I saw it. I didn't buy it fully, but I was like,
well, it's not
weird that
why wouldn't you buy it, right? You're like, oh, I guess that's happening because it's reported. It's not on us. It's not supposed to be on us to go like, okay, I see that these tweets are going out from reporters, but before I believe them, let me do some follow-up research. Like the reporters are supposed to do the follow-up research before they go, why was this guy with his long hair just hanging out. He had Michelle Obama's autobiography in his box. Like, come on, guys.
I mean, but also like someone like Elon's, someone buying a huge company like that isn't gonna just start.
You don't go in and immediately lay off. Like, you might take out like the current CEO because now you're going to be the CEO, like some of the top dogs. But no, on day one, you don't go leveling full teams. You don't even know what's there yet. You have no idea who to hire, who to fire. You got to give it some time. I mean, people will go, but you got to
data analyst, engineer,
data engineering.
You need that.
Yeah. Like, we have no data engineering. Let that sink in. Hey, you're fired. Let that sink in.
I would love it if we just got that.
He's just walking around with his sink, using the joke over and over again. You don't work here anymore. Let that sink in. But Elon, the real thing, Elon put this out. You know, he sent out a couple tweets. The bird is free was one of them. And he sent out this message to Twitter advisors to kind of let everybody know what was happening and that he was there and everything. And
advisors or advertisers?
Oh, sorry, advertisers. Yeah, slip of the tongue. Advertisers. But this is what he said. And, you know, it was one of those, like, I wrote it in the Notes app, extended tweets. He wrote, I also very much believe that advertising, when done right, can delight, entertain, and inform you. It can show you a service or product or medical treatment that you never knew existed, but is right for you. For this to be true, it is essential to show Twitter users advertising that is as relevant as possible to their needs. Low relevancy ads are spam, but high relevant ads are actually content. Which, I mean, if I could ask for one thing to change, like one thing to not come back in 2023, it would be executives acting like advertising is something good for consumers. Like, this is the same thing the guy from Movie Phone did. Yes. Yeah, the Movie Phone guy who's like, good news. It's like regular Movie Phone. But now there's ads, which are like content. And you go, if ads were like content, why would you offer a service that allows users to pay more to not see them? You know, I mean, if it's this great service, well, I would pay more for the ad-free tier, but how would I ever know what products to be interested in? It drives me.
I mean, ideally, it's not. I guess there's like a way you can make it work. Because like if someone like me sees a video game ad before a YouTube clip, I go, all right, let me check this out.
Look, I'm not. No. I'm not anti-advertising. Advertising is great because, number one, it gives people jobs in advertising. Number two, it's a great way for content creators to make money. I would put ads on this video. I'd put ads on my podcast. You know, you put ads and it allows you to hit your audience for free. You can take down the paywall and put some ads on there and we're all good. The one thing I don't want to do is act like, you know, people are tuning in to this show and you're going to get just as much out of us kind of breaking down Elon on Twitter as you are if we talk about whoever. You know, they're a service to the people in the sense that it allows you to get stuff without paying for it. That if people can advertise to you, then the content can be free. But the advertisements themselves are not like, man, I used to really not like Twitter, but ever since they added all those great advertisements, it's so much better. No, absolutely not. Like I said,
you just add like a video to every tweet.
And
like
it follows your
Roberts.
Yeah, and it follows your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
You know, if you tweet out something about SmackDown tonight.
Yeah.
Like, wow, Roman Reigns, head of the table, #SmackDown. And then maybe at the end of your tweet, it goes like, this tweet is sponsored by Adidas.
Or even like, they would say like, okay, let's make it relate. So I'd go like, let's all acknowledge the head of the table, Roman Reigns. And then under it, it would say IKEA table, $39.99. And you go, oh, there you go. I could get my, while we're talking about tables, I can get my own table here. This tweet just became much more valuable.
We could bring that to Elon.
Yeah. Anytime you say a word, just advertise that thing. No, it's not Elon. It's not a service. Like, I feel like the fact that you sell consumers and advertisers on these ads, it's a totally different thing. Like, if you want to be honest with the consumer, you go, hey, sorry you got to deal with these ads, but we're going to give you all these services. And if you go to the advertisers, you go, look, we give our consumers great services, and they end up watching the advertisements. Not, hey, what are you going to watch this weekend? Are you going to watch the new movie or the new advertisements? Come on, let's be reasonable. I mean, you know, Elon has said that he's going to put together an assembly of people to be content moderators. He's going to try to get a group of people with all differing viewpoints so that they could reassess the way they, you know, cancel accounts, suspend accounts, and reassess the way they feel about free speech and this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know, he's seemingly acting as if he's being very noble, saying that his pursuit in taking over this company is to preserve this free speech, which we'll see. We'll see if it's true. But I mean,
Elon is so noble, man.
He's very
like
noble.
Righteous.
He's a righteous guy. He's trying to eliminate traffic, and he's trying to eliminate people eliminating speech. I don't know.
He's not out it for himself, man. He's out for freedom.
If Elon wants to provide a service to the country and to the world, he should probably just blow the thing up. I can't imagine.
Close Twitter?
Yeah, just end it. Grand opening, grand closing. I can't imagine we'd be worse off if we didn't have Twitter.
We would just have another Twitter spring up within a month.
Well, they already said, I already saw Jack Dorsey is taking emails. Jack, who started Twitter, is starting his own, get this, social media service. So he's
why?
I don't know. He's not with Twitter anymore, and he hasn't been for a while. But I don't know. I don't know anything about it. He hasn't launched it yet. They're just taking emails now, and they're going to start bringing people into the beta of whatever this new social media service is going to be from Jack.
Why would you leave the biggest social media platform that you own to go create one from scratch?
I guess because it's weak sauce.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess because, you know.
I don't get it.
Sucks. He's like, this blows, man. This isn't what I signed up for. I mean, it could be that. I think what he said was that it can't be a company, that it's supposed to be a service, and that Twitter became a company. So he had to bow out so he could bring it back to what it was supposed to be. I think he felt like it got out of his hands. It got out of his control.
He fucked up.
But I don't know. I mean, I think whatever's next is probably getting pretty close. It's probably getting pretty close. I mean, people are eating poor Zuckerberg for lunch. You know, that Zucks is losing money all the time. It's like become a meme thing that everybody just insults Meta. And everybody insults the metaverse. People love looking at videos of what the metaverse is going to look like and talking about how shitty it is. Like that's
they got legs now.
But listen to the way you yelling, "Hey, good news, guys! The metaverse has legs." Is like me saying, "Hey, hot dog, nice Halloween costume." Like you're being cheeky when you compliment the metaverse legs.
Great teacher.
Yeah.
I think we're in the transition point right now with like all these websites.
I think they gotta. I think they're figuring out what's gonna be next, or even if it is like maybe we're over text-based social media. Like maybe it's just all, you know, like TikTok, Instagram Reels. Maybe that's just the way we communicate now. You know, I mean, YouTube is changing their app. So that they have different tabs for live shows, YouTube videos, traditional, and then shorts. Like YouTube is putting so much into pushing shorts out that it's like they want to make sure that they are TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. And I mean, so far they seem pretty well equipped to handle a lot of that. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's a good possibility that it's all just video. Nobody makes phone calls anymore. They FaceTime instead. Maybe that.
Nah, text will always be there. I don't think everyone's in it.
Texting will be there, but text-based social media, I don't know.
No, I mean, most people don't like being on camera and all that stuff. I mean, it's great for content.
No, you're right. No, TikTok has been a flop.
It's great for content creators, but just general people who just want to,
All right, hot dog. I'm
read
gonna
out random comments and stuff like that.
I'm gonna scare you right now, okay?
Yeah.
You're 30.
Yeah.
What if? See, I had to come to those terms and go like, okay, I can't just go like, what do I want to do? Because I'm old, right? It's like, let me just look at what the behaviors of people are doing. What is successful? What is not successful? What is growing? What is not growing? I'm not in it anymore. I'm outside of it. I'm not part of it. I'm out, and I'm happy about it. I don't need to be in it. You're talking like you still think you're in it, and you're like, people still tweet. It's like, I mean, kind of, sort of, somewhat.
I'm out of it? You saying I'm not in it? I am in that amazing, what is it, 24 to 32 demo?
I mean,
18 to 32.
You're like Sylvester Stallone in Cliffhanger on 18 to 32. Like, really, just like, I mean, technically 18 to 32, but not the sweet spot.
No, I'm not in the sweet spot. I'm holding on tight.
18 to 32, like the very immature 32. Like, I guess technically there are still some 32-year-olds that could fit into this, but for the most part,
I'm going to a frat party tonight.
You're not going to. What frat is it?
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's like a frat party.
How is it like a frat party?
Just because it's like the vibe. It's
the vibe. That's the 6th time you've brought up the vibe. You know who says the vibe? 30-year-olds.
Kids. No.
Not kids. No, not kids. Not kids at all. What's going to be the median age at your frat party?
Well, it is mostly 30-year-olds and 31-year-olds, but we have some 24-year-olds pulling up, and so that should bring the age to like 29.
Sure. Just like a frat party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It'll be, I mean, look, Twitter is a wild place, man. I saw these going around all week, and no matter how many of them I saw, it was like every single one of them is being taken seriously. So I think this was kind of the beginning of the trend this week. It was, scientists at Stanford University have reconstructed this 3D model of how Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, might have looked. And there's a jarring comparison to, who do you see there, hot dog?
That's Lady Gaga.
That's Lady Gaga, right.
Gaga.
And you know who tweeted it? You know who tweeted this scientific discovery?
Who?
Future DILF. Future DILF sent that out, and everybody was like, oh, isn't this interesting? Let me pass this on to my friends. And nobody goes, who is this coming from? Who is saying this? Yeah,
we
says...
still haven't learned after a decade of social media plus.
Absolutely. If anything, we've gone backwards. If we're not at all in touch with that. It says this, scientists at Stanford University. Which ones? And then I was looking at the replies to this tweet, and it says, they've reconstructed this model based on what? And Future DILF just wrote the word science. But it's still, like, this picture is going everywhere. And then a day later, this comes up. Scientists at Stanford University have reconstructed this 3D model of how Joseph, the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, might have looked. Apparently, it's exactly like Andre the Giant in Princess Bride. I mean, down to the clothing. This is his shirt from Princess Bride. Sideburns, everything.
Wow. What are the odds of that?
That was tweeted by Colossus Nick. Colossus Nick had the hookup with the scientists at Stanford University. Then I saw
really putting in a lot of work.
Then I saw this one. This is the one that I knew we were all in trouble as a society. And this should be a microcosm. This should be taught to people. This is the danger of social media. This is why misinformation is spread so quickly. This is why we can't say, well, we could just trust people to know when they're looking at a source that's worth looking at and when they're not looking at a source that's worth looking at. Because no, we can't. Because I saw this, and Vin Diesel was trending. Because all these tweets, so many replies to this tweet were going, OMG, is it just me? Or does that look like Vin Diesel? The quote says, scientists at Princeton University
that's different.
have reconstructed this 3D model of how Adam, the first human being created by God, might have looked. Adam.
How?
And I go, well, people must be taking this as a joke. Like, you know, making Vin Diesel jokes about it. And a couple were. They were like, that's right, because this is about family. And I'm like, okay, Fast and the Furious jokes are fun. But the vast majority of replies and quote tweets were like, OMFG, Adam looked exactly like Vin Diesel. Hot Dog, do you know who the author of the tweet of this scientific study was?
I would love for you to tell me.
The Alamo Drafthouse. The movie theater. The Alamo Drafthouse. The movie theater posted a picture of Vin Diesel and said this is a 3D rendering by scientists of what Adam looked like. And people just looked at the tweet and they were like, well, now I know what Adam looked like. And you go, come on, dude. And this is also what you go like this. You go, well, misinformation is dangerous. We shouldn't have misinformation on social media. But if you're dealing with a bar that's so low that this tweet can go out and be taken seriously, do you know the level of padded walls that we need to have, the level of care that we need to take with the people who read these tweets? They need to teach college courses on how to read tweets and how to not just instantly react. The problem is not Twitter. The problem is that we, for some reason, feel like we have to react instantly because it's not even like research it a little bit. Most of these, if you gave it any amount of thought, like if you just stop. Nobody likes to stop anymore. If you just stopped and thought, just use your brain. Stop looking at the screen. Just stop everything. Stop doing stuff. Don't, I got to tweet this out. I got to find something clever to say. I can't believe Adam looks like, stop. Just stop. And you'll look at the tweet again and you'll go, well, this is clearly a parody. This is not a real tweet. It was tweeted out by a movie theater chain.
With a check mark. That's a check mark.
There's a blue check mark next to the name. Yeah. It's not like, oh, maybe this is a college of scientists with a fake Alamo Drafthouse account, so the tweet is still real. No.
But I'm arguing the other. It's the more reason to believe the blue check mark.
Because it is a blue check mark. It's like, whatever you say, that's instant credibility.
Verified. You got verified by Twitter, so
I got you. There are people who think that Stanford University has found that Joseph, the husband of Mary, the mother of Jesus, looked like Andre the Giant in the Honeycomb Hideout commercials.
Okay, Sam, what's your source to say the opposite? the contrary.
Hot
You have
dog,
a source?
look right now on Twitter. Look at the replies. That Vin Diesel, I'm sure, is still trending. Look at the replies on this Alamo Draft House tweet. It's from the Alamo Draft House. Look at the replies and look at the quote tweets. And tell me I'm wrong for thinking that we're finished.
Oh, I mean, I agree that we should be taking some classes in high school or whatever to
How to
make
tweet?
sure how to read tweets and memes and social how to just read stuff in social media and know that what's real and what's not, and you know your sources and all of that stuff.
Well,
That's
yeah,
the
that's
top.
the other. Like, you're just like sitting there and you're like, for some reason, memes are truly the height of comedy. I believe that is the pinnacle. Like, you know, we spent all these years and comedy grows and grows and gets better and reforms, and memes are the top. There is nothing funnier in the world than a good meme. But for some reason, just as memes hit, at the same time, the audience goes, everything is to be taken literally and at face value. And you're like, I don't know if we can enjoy these two things at the same time. The way society has developed, they're no longer able to enjoy memes, which are by nature ironic and sarcastic. Nothing is real about memes.
My biggest annoyance is if I'm in a group chat or if someone shares me something that's like it's a meme, but it's like not true, and like the person thinks it's true, and then I correct them. I was like, that's fake, right? That's not a real thing,
Right.
And then they go, yeah, but it's funny.
But
I go, okay, you think it's funny, but you thought it was real.
Yeah, you did
right?
not send that to. We weren't joking. So you didn't send that to us because you thought it was funny. You know when somebody sends a meme because it's funny, and when somebody sends you a meme because they think it's an article.
Right.
Like, yo, did you see this? And you're like, yeah, it's a meme. And they're like, yeah, I mean, I know. You're like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. You see the humor in it now, but you didn't know that. No, you did not.
And I almost want to tell them, okay, take this example, analyze it, so for future reference, you don't fall for this again. But then I look like a fucking asshole. I'm the guy who's like, oh, it's just a meme, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. But they will fall for it again, by the way.
Yep.
10 times out of 10. They will fall for it again. I mean,
Elon, turn it off, Elon.
How many people, turn off Twitter, how many people this week do you think were bothering Spirit Halloween? Going, hey, I saw this costume online. Do you have any in stock? This thing, and this one's not even a good one. The Twitter troll with a picture of Elon Musk on it, not a serial killer, smells like Putin's cologne, Emperor of like this is a bad Photoshop job. But yeah, the Spirit Halloween memes, of course, 'tis the season. I don't mind them. I mean, it was a lot. It got to the point that you really had to pick through. Like, there's a lot of bad ones. This is one of those simple memes that everybody feels like, since they can get it, oh, you just make a fake Halloween costume. And then everybody starts doing it. So, like, people without a great sense of humor are making Spirit Halloween costume memes. And it's like, all right, you guys are kind of blowing it. You guys are kind of ruining it. This isn't that funny anymore.
Miguel from LA was running through them for us.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's got his own dank memes page, so. But yeah, I mean, the whole bit here is that somebody put out a blank Spirit Halloween costume bag, and you could just fill it in. Like, this was where it started. This was the good one, because it actually looks real. Like, and it looks like the way they did it was somebody might have actually, like, photoshopped the label and then put it into an actual costume bag and then took a picture of it. Because this doesn't, like, all the shading and the lighting and stuff, it all matches. It doesn't look like, it doesn't look like somebody just quickly whipped it together. Like, look at the difference. And this is what I mean. This is how cheap these memes get. Look at the difference between this 90s hardcore kid and this. I mean, it's like, come on, dude.
It just evolved.
Surely. This
the
one
joke just kept going down.
It took 45 seconds, if that, to make this one. You didn't even shave down the lines. You see what I mean? You didn't even shave down the angles there.
No, it's no need. We get the point.
Meanwhile,
I want to do that joke, but fuck all that Photoshop shit.
Yeah, we already seen it. We get it. Meanwhile, this one over here is like, there's some real effort put in. 90s hardcore kid, champion hoodie, choker, chain wallet, backpack, canvas belt with X buckle. The problem is, though, and this is where the crossroad comes in. I feel like people saw this one because it looks real, and they were like, hey, I've been going to Spirit Halloween to get that 90s hardcore kid costume. And it's like, you think they just have a champion hoodie in a bag at Spirit Halloween? It's branded. It's like, you just get a champion hoodie. Why would they have it in a bag? You know, I mean, that's.
I saw it on Twitter.
It's a dead giveaway. Like, they're probably showing the picture at the cash register. No, do you have?
You have this?
Do you have this? It says it comes with champion hoodie. How about this one? People got their, again, this one, people got their political jokes in. I don't mind that, but there's just no art to it. There's no form. This is not, you have to have, that's why memes are so good. When done well, they're very clever, and there's a bit of graphic design to them. You know what I mean? Like you appreciate the workmanship that goes in. Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's always good to get a Marjorie Taylor Greene joke out there, but again, the arm coming over into it doesn't make any sense, Yeah, this one, this is kind of funny. The work rate is not great on it, but it is at least shrunk a little bit. And it says, instead of saying Kanye West, it says Clayton Bigsby. So that's funny because it's a play on the Chappelle thing and what Kanye is doing right now. That's funny. And then it goes corporate. ButcherBox tweeted this out. This is probably the winner for me. It's the Spirit Halloween costume.
Oh God.
Of genderless Cheyenne Marte. See? It includes low testosterone. I mean, lib cuck. That's not a thing. It's just engaged to Sam's brother. I wish. Still in love with Angie. Can't speak.
How does it include that?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Doesn't make any sense, Miguel.
No, it honestly doesn't. Can't speak Spanish, and the word Spanish goes right over the border into the. I mean. Right, you see what I mean? Like, it goes right over the red thing. And then it says asterisk, extra man for threesome sold separately. Because it's like, we don't believe in subtlety here. We're just gonna smash you over the head with this.
We're gonna fling the insults.
Yeah. We want to hurt your feelings. And we're not so interested in being clever or cute or funny. It's just like, how do we make this as deliberately mean as humanly possible? So
I got that sent to me 3 times today.
One
of them said, one of my friends said, should I report this?
Oh my God. It was friends that, like, not radio friends?
No. They just listen to the show and they follow it.
Right. Well, then it's all worth it.
He's a troll.
No, it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Don't forget to send those super chats in tonight. If you're watching, all super chats will get read here on the show. Hot Dog, you're going to the big party. Are you doing anything else to celebrate Halloween this weekend?
Party tonight.
Sure.
Party tomorrow.
Ooh, frat party tonight. Is it a frat party tomorrow?
It's more like a white people party tomorrow. It's with the gals.
It's a gals party. I was about to say, there's a lot of white fraternities.
Yeah. So, and then I want to see that Terrifier film, maybe on Sunday.
Ah, yes. Terrifier 2 getting another weekend in theaters. Certified Fresh came out today. Rotten Tomatoes officially has it certified fresh. Definitely my favorite, but can I make a recommendation for something you might want to try?
Okay.
And this you could even maybe do tonight after you get back from the party, because this is, let me go through all these costumes. Hot Dog, it is, it's streaming on HBO Max. It was in theaters, and they rushed it to streaming just in time for Halloween weekend. Barbarian, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't know if you know about this. It is written and directed by this guy, Zach Kreger. It's basically, so I am not going to spoil anything at all, which I try not to do usually when I review these movies because, I don't want to give anything away. But I was so blown away by the journey that I went on with Barbarian. So it starts out, I can tell you how it starts. It starts out with developing a pretty healthy fear for something that we should already have a pretty healthy fear of. You know, there was a time when you would go online and people wouldn't want to even shop online. They said you can't put your address on the internet. You can't put your credit card on the internet. But people have gotten so trustworthy, we're now taking rides from strangers. And when we go on vacation, we're renting their houses for just a total, hey, stranger, if I give you $100, can I just stay at your house? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, that sounds perfectly legitimate. So that's what it is. It starts as an Airbnb gone horribly awry. Our main character shows up on a rainy night, and we don't really know why. A lot of questions, and I was very lucky. This wasn't spoiled at all for me. I watched the trailer before I saw the movie. But the amount of twists and turns this thing takes, the less you know about it, the better. I wouldn't do any research. I wouldn't go out there and try to find any clips, any opinions, don't worry about it. Just trust me when I tell you. Go in, open, ready to go on a ride, and you will have a blast. Because as much as I go, okay, I kind of figure out where this is going. She gets to this Airbnb. There's already somebody staying in the house. And the two of them have to figure out what went wrong. And you're like, why would that guy already be in the house? There's creepiness going on in the house. You go, oh, okay, I think I already know what's going on. The actor who plays the guy that's already in the Airbnb is the same actor that played Pennywise in the It remakes, Bill Skarsgård. Ooh. You go, okay, Pennywise is staying in the house. But guess what? This is maybe the most unpredictable movie I've possibly ever seen. It's one of these movies that you go from Act 1 to Act 2. And you're like, what the fuck is this movie? And then you get to Act 3. And you're just as removed from Act 2 into Act 3 as you were when you went from Act 1 to Act 2. By the time you are done with this movie, you will have no idea where you even are anymore. You're just like, what the hell just happened? I think I'm afraid of everything. I don't trust anything anymore. I'm afraid of everything. I don't know exactly what happened, but that was fucking nuts. It's so great. There's humor in there that's mixed in. There's violence, suspense. It's a thriller, very creepy. The camera movements are great. There's a built-in tension to the way the camera moves. It'll zoom in slowly and then take a sharp zoom, or it'll come out and then take a sharp right or a sharp left, and just such deliberation put into everything. Every minute of the movie counts. There's not a lot of filler in this thing. They use every scene to tell this story and to take you on this ride. Like I said, you don't even know what story you're being told, man. It's a throwback in some ways to just true horror suspense. It doesn't try to be anything else. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It is exactly what you want it to be. And it is so much fun. There's secret rooms. There's, it's insane, this movie. It's absolutely nuts. And I really enjoyed myself watching it. It was just one of those movies where you're watching it and you're going, oh, this is a blast. And it's also one of those that, like, you want to talk about, right? Like, there's clearly room in this film, Barbarian, for prequels, multiple prequels to be made. Because a lot is going on in this movie, and in an hour and 42 minutes, it feels like we're barely scratching the surface. There's so much. I literally, and how often do you do this with horror movies? I literally found myself at the end of the movie rewinding back to certain scenes so I could pay a little bit more attention to the dialogue or really, like, zone in on this one interaction that happened. Because like I said, every scene counts. And you don't even know some parts of this film you're watching and you're going like, oh, this is just kind of added in there. And you don't realize that there are scenes in there as you're watching them that are essential to the storytelling. And you're not going to know until 40 minutes later. Like 40 minutes has gone by and you're like, oh shit, that's why this other scene was in. Let me go back and watch this. It's great. Again, I don't want to say everything about it because I want to give people the opportunity to go on the same ride that I did. But like, it's probably about 25 to 30 minutes in the first time I went, what? Like, there's this thing that happens about 25 to 30 minutes in where you go, this is not the movie that I thought it was. I don't know what's going on anymore. I have no idea where we are anymore. And you almost have to just give yourself up. That's the choice that you make, right? You just give yourself up to the film. You go, okay, all right. I thought, how sometimes you watch a movie, like when you go to a Marvel movie, you know exactly what you're going in for. You can prepare yourself for it. You can get excited about it. You know the feelings you're going to feel. You know the steps you're going to take. It's like riding the same roller coaster you've ridden 10 times, but it's your favorite roller coaster. This one, it's Space Mountain for the first time. It's in the dark. You don't know anybody that's ridden it. You have no idea what to expect. But you've heard people are happy leaving. So you just go, hell yeah. Let me jump on board. And that's what happens for at least the last hour of this movie. It's like there's no more, oh, I see what's happening here. That's gone. That's out the window. And you also never know because, like, what's fun is that, like, there's good gore and good violence, but it's not gratuitous and it doesn't happen every scene. So you don't know when you're going to get it, right? Like it's it could be around any corner because we've already established this is going to happen. But there are some scenes where you're like, oh, I think it's going to happen here. And then it's nothing. And then there are other scenes where it's like, boom, there it is. It's just so,
like
it's totally out.
As much praise as I've ever heard you give any specifically horror movie that you ever mentioned on this show.
Well,
you definitely have to watch it.
Well, yeah, I would watch it. I would recommend it. It's a reco. It's just from another planet. It's so fun.
Oh, I'm excited. Maybe I'll watch both of them on Sunday then.
I will say when I rank, I would say so here are the big 4 horror movies for the season. The 2022 season. Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. Terrifier 2. Barbarian. And what was the other one? I just had it in my head. What'd you say?
I don't know about a 4th one.
Yeah, I feel like there was a 4th one that I think we talked about on the show or I made a video about or something.
Let's see.
Yeah. Hit my videos real quick so you could see because it's just what did I say? Terrifier 2, Barbarian, 2. Halloween Ends, and Smile. Smile's the big 4th. Smile is the 4th. Yeah. Yeah. So I would say from worst to best, Halloween Ends, obviously the worst. Like, don't even waste your time. I mean, I'll go best to worst. I'll go best to worst. Terrifier 2 is the best. Terrifier 2 is... Okay. Yeah, Terrifier 2 is the best. Because Terrifier 2, then it goes Barbarian, then it goes Smile, and then somewhere off in the distance is Halloween Ends. But I like...
Close 4? A close 4th place?
No. No, not close at all. No, it's not even like... If I'm like naming the 4 horsemen, I'd go like, okay, Terrifier 2 is Ric Flair. This movie, Barbarian, is Arn Anderson. I would say Smile is maybe Barry Windham or Tully Blanchard. And then Halloween Ends is Paul Roma. Like, I mean, it's I mean, it's technically it is a horror movie, but that's a technicality. I mean, it's really like
the world wasn't ready for Paul Roma.
No, I'm not even giving it Mongo. I mean, Paul Roma is like what? Yeah. I mean, look. I love that these horror movies are making money. Barbarian made a ton of money and is still being real successful on streaming. Terrifier 2 making money. Smile making money. This genre is exploding. It's superhero movies and horror movies all of a sudden are making a ton of money on a pretty low budget. This fits right in, and I especially like it because this is the genre where original ideas are happening. This is the genre where like filmmakers. This is a writer-director. This is the genre where filmmakers can get creative and like actually tell original stories with insane out there ideas. That's what excites me. I like when I'm watching a movie like this and I can tell that the guy who made it was just like, yo, how crazy would it be if this happened in a movie? Not, okay, we've done some market research and this type of movie and this type of scene and this type of character, and we need to add this in and we need to add that in, and what if in the third act we added this character? And like, no. It's just like, how insane would it be if this movie existed? And then the movie exists, and you're like, you're right. I'm so glad this movie exists because it's nuts. And it's exactly what it should be. It bothers me when you can tell what a movie was going for, but they decided to like pull the parachute and go like, yeah, I guess deep in there is a super genre-y, creepy, weirdo horror movie. But then they throw in a bunch of tropes to make it like really comfortable and make it palatable and make it something that like, let's get it in multiplexes, as opposed to let's just make this wild ass movie. Hopefully it'll catch some eyes, it'll catch some ears, and people will be on board for it. And Barbarian fits into that secondary category. I also loved it wasn't technically the Halloween season, but Pearl was excellent. Ty West's Pearl, the prequel to X. Awesome. Awesome stuff. But yeah,
Good year for horror movies.
Great year for horror movies. And then there was also Halloween Ends. Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely, especially since it's streaming, it's on HBO Max. It's a perfect Halloween weekend movie. They're genius. They're genius for putting this thing streaming this weekend. So smart.
Yeah, someone like me, Friday, Saturday, I won't be able to watch it, but Sunday, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, we gotta keep the spirit going, So let me throw that sucker on the TV.
Exactly. Go for it. Do it. It's a modern classic. I love it. I had so much fun with it. All right, guys, get them super chats in. You want to contribute with the show tonight? We're gonna start reading some super chats. So super chat in, and every super chat will be acknowledged here on Sam Roberts Now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. New videos getting posted all the time. Working on some pretty cool interviews to put on the channel. I got a great response on the Tommy Avalone, I Love You, You Hate Me director who did the Barney doc, the interview we did. Got great response on that. So I'm going to keep creating content like that for the YouTube channel, as well as the movie reviews. Terrifier 2 I did. If you didn't see Terrifier 2, that went up last Friday. So check that out. It was a good-ass time, and subscribe to the channel. You can have a good-ass time, too. Just in case, super chat's in. Sam, please compliment Hot Dog on what a nice outfit he's wearing without laughing. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Hot Dog, man. That's a nice outfit.
Cool. Hey.
No. I was laughing at something else. That's why it took a few minutes. It was unrelated. Unrelated.
It was the next super chat. Okay.
Yeah. Six Crow says, thank God for no paywalls. Well, that's because of the great advertising content that we're able to give you. Greg Schmidt, first time, long time. A bit disappointed you haven't played the Silver Shamrock song yet this year. Why is Hot Dog dressed like a futuristic Charlie Brown? Well, I tell you why we haven't played the Silver Shamrock song, because I get busted for copyright when I play the Silver Shamrock song. Even though it's like, it's the melody for Merrily We Go Along, so you would think it'd be public domain and nothing to worry about. Every time I've played it on the show. 3 more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 3 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Yeah, I'll probably get busted for that. B Herb 76, does that studded vest chafe the gummy bears? Hot dog, is that chafing you?
No, I got my undershirt, as I said. I have my undershirt there, so I don't look too gimpy.
You should consider not wearing the undershirt.
The reviews came in. They said put a shirt on.
Yeah. What are your roommates gonna go dressed as?
Ash Ketchum from Pokemon.
Oh, that's cool.
So basic.
You think that's basic?
Super basic.
I'm honestly shocked that you're not wearing a Squid Games jumpsuit.
I couldn't after you threw it on the group chat.
You were gonna do it?
I was thinking of it. I wanted it last year.
Fat JC says the Barbarian plot had dumb elements. I mean,
dumb or dumb?
Like dumb elements. Yeah, there were just many elements to the plot. I would agree with you. Dumb elements going on in this plot. You're right. Captain Stalker Patty was great in Barbarian. That is hilarious if you've seen the film. Kevin Lumford, the bad guy in Barbarian, was Mae Young. Hilarious if you've seen the film. And this wasn't a super chat, but D says Hot Dog is going out to a party where you sit in your basement. I mean, if you really, first of all,
loser.
First of all, I love that people are like, when the camera's not on, Sam just sits here waiting for the camera to be on again. Like, it's just, I turn the camera off and I just sit and I wait. And then eventually it'll be Friday again and I'll turn the camera back on.
Sam's going to stay in his basement and watch SmackDown and then go to bed. There's a bed right next to it.
Yeah. I do love that as a working theory. I think people should go with that. You know, Sam's jealous of Hot Dog in his social life. Not Sam Miguel. I think he's just tuning in. He says Hot Dog's costume is genderless. Miguel, I would rewind to the beginning of the show because, boy, did you nail it. You hit the nail right on the head with that one. Are you going to wear that same outfit to the Jim and Sam Halloween parade?
No, I have another outfit.
Of course you do. Oh, of course you do. I can't wait to see. Well, it's going to be a fun time. Happy Halloween, everybody. Make it a safe one. Hope there's no razor blades in your apples. Don't forget, I'm going to cheers with you later. Have a good one, everybody. Have a good night.